What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Damage. Welcome to the video, and today we're finally here talking like how we should have been. I've actually recorded this video twice, and then I started editing it the second time, and then I realized how fucking bad I fucked it. Like, I ruined that recording because I was trying to reduce the noise. I made this video multiple times now, and I'm already kind of upset. In terms of editing, though, that shit was flawless. Like, that was fucking awesome. I was able to just like cut shit down, do all these fucking, like, do all my effects within, like, I got through, like, basically, usually what takes me when I was on my laptop to edit would take me about, like, it would take me about 20 minutes to get 5 minutes down. Doing that on this thing was, like, 5 minutes. I was like, oh, this is going. 5 minutes was 5 minutes. As I was editing, as I was going, the video was playing. So it was keeping up with me the entire time. I was like, oh, shit, let's go, let's go, let's do it. But hi. How's it going, YouTube? I know it's been a while, okay? You may not be happy with me because I haven't been uploading videos like I said I was going to. I haven't been really keeping much promises, but listen. I'm here for you now, okay? Daddy's home. Daddy's home. So, it's gonna make someone feel really fucking uncomfortable, and that's gonna be so fucking funny. But, nonetheless, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry that I have not been honest with you, and my priorities were not on the level that I set. Okay, let me explain why I had no time. Okay, because I feel like when I explain myself, you guys are like, you know what though, I get it. So for one, if everyone already knows, I work a full-time job. Okay, and recently they gave me a raise. So a raise enough for me to be like, yo, my job though, should probably put more hours now because I actually give a fuck. And not just that, but it's easier for me to make more money by working less. Basically the same amount of money that I was making before, I don't have to work as hard to achieve. It's kind of always the point when you get raises. And throughout this year, my biggest issue, as you guys probably know, for longtime subscribers, you probably are like, yeah, this is a huge problem. You would probably notice, like, yeah, he's not like uploading like consistently, and like this is even worse this year, because this year I've gone months without uploading videos. Huh? I'm currently fucking, who called me while I'm in the middle of fucking recording? Turn off my phone. I can't do this right now. I hate that. This is one of my flaws, but I know this is off topic. When I hate when I have to turn off my phone. In order for me to turn off my phone, I have to unlock it, then turn it off. That's the dumbest feature I've ever seen in my fucking life, and I hate that. This year, I just really haven't been in there, you know, in terms of making videos, in terms of streaming, I've been all right. But even then, I'm not consistent. I've just been, you know, my priorities have been so many priorities that I can't have time for all of them. So I had to kind of cut a lot of stuff just so I can really focus on other things, right? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just shows that hopefully those things paid out, and yes, it did. So if you follow me on Twitch, at twitch.tv/I'mDemoChime, link in the description, you would see that I've been talking a lot about getting a desktop, right, and building it myself, because obviously I build PCs, but I usually build them on Twitch. I never built a PC actually on YouTube, except for my boy. I was kind of impatient. I've been building this thing bit by bit. It took a long time for me to finally fully achieve it, but I'm so happy that it's done. That was all worth. I took a lot of time kind of reflecting throughout this year and how I've been really making videos and stuff, and what I wanted to do with videos, you know. And I've been definitely gotten, obviously, if you guys, if you watch if you watched even like most of my, even some of my live streams this year, most of them involve Smite. Like, I've been playing a lot of Smite. I've been playing more PC Siege. I've been playing more PC gaming. I've been more into PC than I have been of my Xbox One S. It's undoubtedly something I can tell that's better for me, right? And more comfortable to me, you know. Don't get me wrong, I love playing console games, but I prefer to play with console games on much better hardware, right? If I could just see it and run it better. Yesterday I live streamed, and for the first time, I was able to live stream Minecraft Ray Trace. Now, that might not seem like a crazy feature, but before that, it wouldn't do it. It couldn't work. The idea of that wasn't working. I could still play Minecraft Ray Trace, but the idea of me streaming it flawlessly, well, that's a whole different fucking story. Because I was just surprised. I was like, holy shit, this is capable of doing this. Not only that, everyone else can see me do it. what I'm talking about. Let's refresh our brain. Earlier this year, and mostly actually not really earlier this year, last year when I made Thermaltake Rewind, I made Thermaltake Rewind and the Adobe Suite, right? A little bit of Sony Vegas for cutting, but most of it, almost all of it, was in the Adobe Suite, whether that be Adobe Audition, Adobe Premiere, Adobe fucking Photoshop, Adobe After Effects. It was all there. That's all where that came from, and that's how I came to that video. And I was still upset because I couldn't do what I wanted to do with that video fully. I was able to do a lot, but not everything I wanted. So there was 157 things I wanted to do in total for that entire video, and I only reached at peak 120, and that's like a 76, right? That's like 76%. That's not really where you want to be when you like put your hard work into something, right? You don't want to get a C. That'd be stupid. Imagine if you being invested in school and then they gave you a fucking F, right? It's like, fuck you, dude. I've been here. I'm picking notes. Fuck you, dude. You know, I've had teachers like that. But nonetheless, that is what this Alienware was doing to me. Okay, not saying I hate this laptop. Oh God, no. I love this laptop. Okay, me and this laptop's relationship is intimate. When my relationship with that laptop grew, because I got it, and when I got it first off really cheap, but I also got it knowing what the expectations were going to be out of this. Right, I was going to use it to stream because that was the biggest passion I had at the time. I couldn't stream. The idea of streaming wasn't happening. I had an HP Pavilion laptop. It was not streaming shit. I want more performance. I want to be able to edit in the way that I want. And this is when I got this laptop, that's when I made Thermaltake Rewind 2. And that was the worst one. That still is the worst one, and I always think it's the worst one. And I was upset. I hated how that video came out completely. Like, I was just so upset with how it came out. So I bought some parts. You know, I upgraded its RAM. I gave it boot drives. I gave it, so it has 2 slots for NVMe's. I put 2 NVMe storages in there, so it increases not only in storage, but also in RAM, which allowed me to do more, right? That allowed me to, first off, use the Adobe Suite more effectively, because I was at 8 gigs of RAM, and I went from 8 gigs to 32. So it was like a huge gap, a huge bump, a huge jump up, right? And then this year showed up, and this year, because of the leap that I gave the laptop, I was able to produce Thermaltake Rewind 3. I was able to make the third one. Not perfectly, but definitely close to perfect, right? Close to the area that I want to be, right? I don't want to be a 76er. I want to be within like the 88 to 100% range, right? I want to reach that point, but I was close. I worked my ass off, and I got those parts, and it definitely showed. That video came out, and a lot of you guys love that video. A lot of you guys still love that video. A lot of you guys go back and watch that video because that video reminds you of everything that we did over the course of last year. But it wasn't enough. Okay? It wasn't enough. I couldn't sit there and just accept what that was. Like this is gonna be the pinnacle. Because every year, whenever you watch a Thermaltake Rewind, you can see the progress, not only as the channel, like as of the content that I create, but the way the content's made, the things I've learned in terms of editing, it's like you see the progression of the channel with each Thermaltake Rewind. I don't even think you need to go back and watch all of my videos ever. I don't think you need to do that. Personally, the way for you to see the progress of my channel is through Thermaltake Rewinds. There's 3 of them. You know, you can you don't even need to watch all of them. Just watch those 3, and you'll understand everything that is this channel. So it's like, okay, we need more performance. We need to push myself and make these videos better, right? But because I was so wrapped in my head about making it better, I stopped making videos. Because the videos, to me, every time I've tried to make a video, they didn't hit that mark, right? To me, the best video so far that I've made was a Siege video I made with Gamer Alike. That so far to me is my best in terms of casual video, right? It was the best. It is one of the funniest videos I've ever had, the most edited, enjoyable videos that I've ever made is that video. That's mine, personally. I love my Sekiro series, don't get me wrong. My Sekiro series was also very good, but I have not been able to pass that. When I made those videos in Sony Vegas 15, I think, or Sony Vegas 14, 15, somewhere around that area. At the time, with just this and those upgrades that I gave it, that was enough. That was more than enough. I got the graphics amplifier. The graphics amplifier is basically an external GPU. The external GPU allows me to use a desktop GPU and put it basically inside of the laptop. Not physically, but externally is there, which definitely gave me a performance bump. Not only did it give me a performance bump in games, but it also gave me a performance bump in rendering, and in terms of rendering and in streaming, where those two, like, basically that was the way for me to push streaming forward, because I had the graphics amplifier and the RTX 2070. I've also bought the 580, but 580 was really good at video editing rendering, but not streaming. Speaking of the 580, actually, the 580, I took that 580 and built a PC around it, right? And not only that, I built this PC not for me, but for Gamer, because he is probably one of my most dedicated, to me personally, from what I've experienced throughout all the time that I've been on YouTube, he has probably been the most dedicated towards my channel. Like, correction, channels, okay? Demo Chime Live, and I'm Demo Chime on Twitch. He is the most dedicated, and he has a shit PC. So, to me, that was the right route, right? I don't have the using graphics card anymore. Why not just give him a PC? It's a lot harder to ship, though. I swear to fucking God. That's way harder than I thought. I thought that you just fucking put it in a box and send it off. But no, if you do that, you might break some parts. Correction, you won't, but shipping will. And I know for sure if he got a box of broken PC parts, he'd lose his fucking mind. And I would, because that's a lot of money. After building that, and then also helping Louis build two of his server PC, and upgrading his PC entirely, except for the graphics card, it made me realize how much I really wanted a desktop. Because I was like, yo, if you can see the performance off of these, and this, like, the build that I gave him wasn't even, like, super top notch, right? It's a Ryzen 5 2600. Actually, I'll throw the specs up here on the screen, but it's got a 6-core 12-thread processor. That's last gen. Correction, not even last gen, because the last gen right now is 3000 series. But the previous generation to that, it wasn't even like super new. It was an RX 580, so it was an AMD graphics card. Not saying that there's that one's technically bad. It's not bad. It's just not flawless either. You can see that lead that it has over a laptop that has a 6th gen processor in it. That's a mobile chip at that. Okay, with a base clock of 2.6 gigahertz. Okay, that wasn't enough. Okay, that's not enough. Not for me. Okay. I video edit, I live stream, I do a lot of shit in terms of what I need my PC for. And coming to terms with everything and understanding that I needed to stop, because I really tried to refrain from going on to a desktop until next year, but knowing that I hardly produced any videos this year hurt the shit out of me. You know, it made me actually even think that, man, maybe I shouldn't even bother thinking about making a Demo Chime Rewind this year. But that's the point of Demo Chime Rewind, is to kind of see the progression of the channels. Now it's channels because there's multiple. With the graphics card that I had, and the motherboard that I accidentally bought, and the M.2s that I put inside this laptop, I decided that I'm already kind of close. Might as well finish it off. So I bought the case and the power supply in one check, and I bought the RAM and the CPU in the next. And to me, this is equivalent to what's a last gen build now. Let me just say this. This would not have been obtainable if I have not become an affiliate on Twitch. Let me explain what that means. Because you guys have subbed to me, you guys have donated bits, you've done so many awesome things in terms of helping me financially that I didn't even think I can have with just becoming an affiliate within a year. Not even a year. I became an affiliate within 3 months. But that allowed me to join the desktop gang. This PC is just the greatest thing that I've ever received, that I've ever built, that I've ever made. To me right now, this PC is the best thing I have and that I own. This is it. Okay. This is something that I will never regret having. I will never have that thought. That thought will never pop in my head like, man, I sure as hell hate this PC. And the same thing I can say the same thing about the laptop. I don't regret having the laptop. I just personally, I've outgrown it. Like, it's a great laptop, and the graphics amplifier is a beautiful addition. A beautiful addition, right? To someone who wants to have both the portability but also the performance that you could possibly get off this. If you get like a new gen Alienware, you probably could do the same thing. But it's just like, it'll never be the same until you fully commit. I can finally edit videos the way I want. I can finally do so much. Like, Demo Eternal pissed me off so much. Demo Eternal pissed me off so much because of, first off, how long it took to even come up with something that's subpar, to my opinion. Subpar, probably to other people who, if you actually look back and just try to pick out the flaws of the video, you would find so many, because that laptop wasn't capable of editing it. Hard, like, me even rendering out the first part of that, like, and that wasn't even really true. The first part, that was like a compilation of other parts just to kind of get the video out. That upset me, because Demo Eternal was supposed to be something like something gorgeous, something awesome, you know. And some people actually like the video still, but like, I know I can do more. I know I can do better. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remake Demo. I'm gonna remake Demo Eternal. That's just going to happen. I'm going to remake it. I'm gonna work on it, and I should be able to create. Recreate what I wanted, and this time, actually render it. There's still gonna be parts, and I'm probably gonna delete the first one that I originally released, because I don't want that as considered Demo Eternal. I'm sorry, I don't want it. I don't like the idea of it. I don't want it. This boy will help me get there. It'll help me stream flawlessly. It'll help me game flawlessly. It'll help me make videos flawlessly. And at least to the extent until one day I eventually outgrow it. But I doubt that. I'm just happy that I'm finally here. I finally got the PC the way I wanted. I finally got everything that I kind of wanted in terms of the PC. Not even just that, like, I'm excited to know what I can do from this point forward, right? Because I finally did it. I worked my ass off for this too. I feel like I've streamed so much that you guys have, like, not only participated within the streams, but you also donated, and you also subscribed. You also helped me push forward my stream to the point that I'm loving streaming so much, you know. But then on top of that, now I can finally come back to YouTube fully prepared, because I tried to come back to YouTube like many times with this laptop with Adobe, and it just wasn't kicking it, dude. It wasn't working like that. For Adobe Premiere Pro, the minimum specs is an Intel 6th gen processor or newer, or an AMD equivalent, 8 gigs of RAM, 2 gigs of VRAM, and a monitor resolution of 720p, or a little higher. I was barely scratching the surface for that shit, dude. Like, hardly scratching the surface. I wasn't reaching that shit. I wasn't even coming close. So the processor I have right now is actually comparable to the i7 9700K. Definitely had a generational leap. About 3 generations. I got a 3-generation upgrade. Like I said, I was literally scratching the bottom with this when I was jumping into Premiere Pro. Now though, I'm here. I'm at the 32 gigs. If I wanted to record 4K footage, first off, let's just talk about all the positives that I got out of this, just by having it for 2 days. For one, my goddamn webcam loves that fucking USB 3.0 port. It loves that shit. That 3.1 actually is a 3.1 port. It loves that shit, okay? It was stuttering. There were so many problems that happened between, you could sometimes see on the streams that my webcam would glitch out a little bit. It was like, and not just this, but also my Elgato was having issues with it. There was just so many issues that I had in terms of USBs that I couldn't really do anything about. Pros of this was I had a second monitor. Right now I don't have one. Right now I only have just the one, but the one is an ultrawide, so I'm still good there. I can take full advantage of the graphics card finally. I can finally, even if I want to, the options are there, overclock them. I have the options. It's there. I can even work into 4K footage. I was never ever allowed to touch that. If I recorded a 4K video with the Brio, first off, if I even managed to get to that part, because whenever I put the Brio to 4K, that was it. It'd fuck over the video. Like, at least here, if I right click this, go to fucking the settings and click on 4K, I can go into 4K now. The options are here. I'm allowed to do it. This is not as buttery smooth as 60, but it is 4K. It is definitely 4K. I could definitely record in 4K as well. I can even game solidly in 4K. This could game in 4K, but probably in 30 FPS. This is doing it at least in like the 4K game. I'm getting like somewhere between like 80 to 90 frames, which is nice. I'm cool with that. I'm already experiencing so much performance-wise that's like, with this I was having issues with, but with this is no problem. You know, streaming on this would take 40% of my CPU power. Streaming on this takes about 2. And now I can finally do things that I wanted. I can finally work on the things that I want. I can finally do the shit that was in my brain. I can finally let my brain just go and do whatever the fuck it wants to do with a video. The way I had fun with when I was making the Sekiro series, I can do that without hindrance. I can do that without bullshit. I can finally do what I want to do. And first off, thank you guys, because like I said, if you didn't help me, like if I didn't get the help that I got from Twitch, I probably wouldn't have gotten to here. Not as soon as I thought I would, because like my plans were get this done at maybe like March of next year, right? But because of you guys, I was able to push it forward like 4 months. That's fucking insane. And I'm excited, and I'm just ready to do it. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to record videos and start. Even though I know that because I fucked myself over and fucked up the audio, I probably won't be able to stream tonight, but that's fine. I'm cool with not streaming tonight. I want to video edit tonight. I want to just let my brain go and do what I want to do, you know? So when I make this video and I upload it, you guys will be like, hey, he's here, you know? And I'm back, and I'm serious this time. I'm actually back. I'm actually ready. I'm performance-wise and time ready to be a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber at the same time. I've never had a schedule. For all those who've been here a long time, you know for sure, I do not have a schedule. That is foreign language. I don't have a fucking schedule, but I can at least try. But we're not talking about that right now. We're just talking about making more videos. More videos and more live streams. With higher frame rates, you won't see those frame rates because right now everything's still locked at 60, but higher frame rates, better graphics, and just overall better. Which reminds me, I need to install Elgato right now because I don't have anything for Elgato installed. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit like button if you did. Subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later!